Yeah, I think that's my favourite. Hi, Sam from Guitar Village here, and today we've got a really cool collection of 5 different Gibsons to check out. We acquired these recently from a one-owner collection he's had for over 30 years, and they're all 300 series Gibsons from the late 50s all the way through to the early 60s. We're going to be checking out a 330 all the way up to a 355, so there's an incredible range there. Now, for some of you guys out there who aren't really that up on your 300 series, they were originally released in the late 50s, and I think, into the format we know today, they kind of transitioned between sort of 58 all the way through to sort of 63, 64 with various different specs. Some of the players that have used them over the years as well is incredible. You've got guys like B.B. King, you've got Eric Clapton, you've got Larry Carlton, some more modern players as well like Noel Gallagher, you've got people like Dave Grohl as well using them. So the range of music you can play on these guitars is also incredible. Right, let's grab the first one up. So this is a 61 ES330 in cherry. Now, with some of these models, they will come with some letters after them. So, for example, this one would be an ES330 TDC. That means thin line, so the body is part of the thin line series like all the 300s. The D stands for double pickup. If it doesn't have the D, you'll have a single pickup, which will kind of be like a neck middle position. So it will be here, but just slid back a little bit. And then the C stands for the colour, cherry. Now, if it was a natural, it would be TDN and so on. Although they don't seem to do it for the Sunburst, so we would probably say Sunburst is the default colour for a Gibson sort of jazz or arch top or thin line model. The things that make this a 61 model are kind of just a few little touches. So, we've got dot inlays, which the earlier dot ones are getting pretty rare now. From sort of late 62 onwards, they went to the block inlays, and also the saddles on here as well. At that point, they would have gone for some of the nylon saddles, which a lot of people like because they smooth out some of the top end when you dig in hard on the top few strings. It's also got dog-eared black P90s, which are really incredible sounding pickups. Later on, they decided to go to some chrome covered ones instead, which they look okay, but not quite as good as these ones. We've also got some really cute little white button Cluson tuners on there, Cluson Deluxe tuners. And being a 61, it's got a skinny-ish neck as well. I don't think it's quite as skinny as some of the 60 models that I've seen, but very cool. Also, as the 330 is completely hollow body, it's also really lightweight too. Now, the next one we're going to have a look at, let's jump over to a 335. So when these were originally released, they would have been somewhere around the $300 sort of dollar mark, which is quite cool. I mean, I think with a lot of these Gibsons, we always have this idea that, a 335 would have been $335 when it was released. But then when we look at some of the other models, the 345 and the 355, they actually would have been a lot more. They would have been something more in the region of like $670 odd, back in the day. Now, the 335, what makes this different? So, this is kind of a jump up really from the 330. It's got a centre block that runs down the middle, making it a little bit heavier, along with that Bigsby too. This one, being a 63 model, actually has the nylon saddles. I was just saying that the 330 didn't, and you can see these lovely block inlays on there as well. Now this guitar plays really nicely. It's had a refret on there which has made it super playable, and the back of the neck's been refinished as well, so it looks a little bit more pristine than maybe the rest of the guitar does. The neck profile on this one is typical as to what I would expect for a 63 model. It's very comfortable in the hand, it's quite tapered, so down at the first fret it's pretty skinny, but as you get up to the 12th fret it gets a bit chunkier. It's also got some original paths in there too, which sound incredible. Now let's check out one of the 345s next. Now we have two of these in. This is the first one. So this is a TDC with a Bigsby. The thing that makes the ES345 a bit more expensive and different to the 335, it's still got that centre block, we've got these gorgeous sounding paths in there as well, but also you've got these split parallelogram inlays giving it a kind of really nice look. You've got gold hardware throughout, and you get extra top binding too, which I think a lot of people are going to like. It's, you know, it's a really classy looking guitar. This is a 63 model as well, and what I've found from a lot of the kind of 60s 345s and 355s, they don't really follow the patterns of some of the 335s and the Les Pauls. They kind of all tend to have skinnier necks, which are super playable and really comfy. Now let's have a look at this other 345 we've got kicking around the back here. This one is an even earlier one, so this is a 1960 ES345. It's in a gorgeous Sunburst finish, which Gibson are doing a really good job at the moment of recreating through their custom shop, where it's really kind of dark and vivid up here with the Sunburst, and then as it gets down here it really fades out nicely. Again, gold hardware throughout, but this time no Bigsby. It's got a stop bar, making it a little bit more desirable as well. Okay, now the last one we're going to have a look at. This really is top of the tree. This is an ES355 TDC. Now, this is a step up really from the 345 yet again. So we have an ebony fingerboard instead of Brazilian rosewood like the last four we were looking at. It's got big block inlays. It's got that lovely split diamond headstock inlay. You've got binding around the headstock. It's got 7-ply binding around the top. Even the pick guard's got binding on it as well. It's got this great factory gold Bigsby on there. 2 paths, which again, like all the others, just sound unreal in this guitar. And just looking at some of the figuring on the top here, it's got this gorgeous kind of bird's eye maple top to it. And on the back, it's actually got a flame maple back, which I think looks absolutely incredible. This is probably the most impressive collection of Gibsons we've had in a long time, and it's been great fun checking each one out, you know, learning a little bit about its individual personality. For me, the 335 was definitely my favourite guitar, and it was only because I really loved the telly vibe coming from the pickups, and also, you know, the jumbo fret wire makes it really nice to play. I'm a little bit gutted that the 355 is sold already, but it's going to a really good customer of ours who's a really passionate collector, so he's going to absolutely love that guitar. Now, if you do want to find out any more about these, all the links will be in the description below, and it'd be great to hear which one of these was your favourite as well, so make sure you write that in the comments. Thanks for watching.